Good morning, second graders. Happy Tuesday. I hope you are all doing well. Hopefully, most of you got finished with the topic 14 test from yesterday, because today we are going to be starting with topic 15, which is measuring length. So we're going to be working with measurement in inches, centimeters, feet, yards, and so forth. Today is our first lesson. It's called Exploring Length. And in this lesson, what we're going to be focusing on is measuring the length of objects using non-standard units. And what that means is we're not going to be focusing on centimeters or inches or anything like that we typically see as part of a ruler or words that we say when we typically measure things. Instead, we're going to be using units like cubes and paper clips, things that we have usually in the classroom or around the house, and we will be saying how long or how the length of different objects based on these non-standard things like paper clips and cubes and so forth. Okay? So let's get started with our video.
How long is the pencil? What attribute do you find to tell how long an object is?
So what attribute do you find to tell how long an object is? Well, we need to find the length of that object.
You find its length. You can use paper clips to measure the length of the pencil. A paper clip is a unit that can be used to measure the length of the pencil.
So a paper clip is a non-standard unit because it's not something that we say inches or centimeters or yards or feet about. It's not a typical unit we use to measure. But because a pencil is a small object, we can use a small object like a paper clip to measure the length of this pencil.
Estimate first. The pencil looks like it is about 6 paper clips long.
So when we estimate, we're making a reasonable guess. We see the length of one paper clip, we see the length of the pencil. I can see that the pencil is much longer than one paper clip. So the estimate is that it is about 6 paper clips long.
Look at the pencil and the paper clip. Is 6 paper clips a good estimate?
What do we think? Do we think that 6 paper clips is a good estimate based on the length of this paper clip and this pencil?
Let's find out. You can use one paper clip to measure. Move the paper clip. Add 1 each time. The pencil is about 4 paper clips long. You can use more than one paper clip to measure. Lay the paper clips end to end. Then count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so that's showing you 2 ways to use paper clips, a non-standard unit, to measure. You can use one, if that's all you have, by moving the paper clip, advancing it the space of one paper clip each time, and counting how many spaces you moved. Or you can use several paper clips, line them up end to end. Make sure you're starting at the end of the pencil to the tip of the pencil, and count how many paper clips were used. 4 is the answer. Did the estimate match the exact number? Not quite.
Why not use more paper clips?
So why do we not need to use more paper clips here? Because the pencil is only about 4 paper clips long. If we used another paper clip, that would be too many. It would not match the length of the pencil.
4 paper clips is about as long as the pencil. 5 paper clips would be too many. The pencil is about 4 paper clips long. You have explored length using paper clips to measure.
All right, guys, what we're going to do together today is the practice page for 15-1, And what I suggest, if you do not have a printer and are not able to print this sheet out, then I suggest that you find an object in your house that is about the same length as this paperclip on the screen, okay? So find something that is about the same size lengthwise as this paperclip on the screen. And then you can match it up to the different objects that we're going to measure, okay? I'm just going to be referring to this paperclip, this on my screen, to measure these different objects. All right, exploring length. Estimate the length of each line, then use paper clips to measure. Okay, so number 1 has been done for us. The estimate, the reasonable guess, was that this line, this black line here, was about 4 paper clips. When we measured exactly, end to end, paper clip to paper clip, the estimate was correct. It is about 4 paper clips long. Let's look at number 2. All right. We are going to be measuring this black line. Now, since I don't have a paper clip handy here, I'm just going to refer to this paper clip, these paper clips above, since the lines start at the same spot, okay? So, I'll put my text boxes here. My estimate, my reasonable guess, just by looking at the line above, is that this line is longer than this line. Not by much. In fact, if I drag my mouse up to the line above and see which paper clip ends at that same spot, I can see that this black line is shorter than this black line from number 1, and that this black line is about 3 paper clips long instead of 4. Once again, watch my mouse. As I drag the mouse up, I can see that this line is about 3 paper clips long. And so I'm going to say that my estimate and my measurement are going to be the same number, 3 paper clips, because I can visually see that in front of me. All right. Use paper clips to measure about how long is each animal's picture. Okay. We have to be a little creative here since I don't have a paper clip to show you. So what I'm going to do is look at the line above, the black line here. I know that this black line is about 3 paper clips. So what I'm going to do to measure this beetle, I think it's a beetle, is do what I did previously. I'm going to drag my mouse up to the black line. I'm going to say that my estimate for this beetle, since I don't have an actual paper clip in front of me, the lines match up to about 1/3 of this dark black line. The size of this, the length of this beetle, is about 1/3 the length of this dark black line. Meaning, if I were to use paper clips, 1 paper clip on the dark black line is about the same length as the length of this beetle. So my answer is going to be A, about 1 paper clip. Number 4. All right, here's where I have to be pretty tricky. I can see that this beetle is about 1 paper clip long. That was my measurement. I can see that this frog's length is longer than the beetle. If I were to make a good guess, a good reasonable estimate about how much longer this line is than this line, I would say that if I put about 2 of these lines together, it would be the same length as this frog's picture. So I'm going to say, as my estimate, my reasonable guess, that this frog's picture's length is about 2 paper clips long. The reason I'm making that estimate is because when I look at the line underneath the frog, it looks about double the length of the picture before. Because I said that the picture before was about 1 paperclip long, and I'm going to double it for this line, I will say that this line is about 2 paperclips long. And last one, circle the longest worm. So the worm with the largest length. I can see that it is the second row, the second worm. This is, the longest worm. Okay? And if I were to put them in order from shortest to longest, I would say the first worm is the shortest, the third worm is the middle length, and the second worm is the longest worm. All right, guys, I hope that this was informative. Once again, if you cannot print this page out or print out your quick check page, I would use an item that you have in your house that's about the same length as the paper clip to measure. All right, bye guys.